My jaw dropped when I accidentally overheard my cheating wife talking to her AP. She said, "I will have your child, and that loser cuckold will pay for everything." I immediately froze all her accounts and began devastating revenge. Oh yes, it was an epic show, but then the most interesting part began. They say, ignorance is bliss. I used to believe that, but now I believe knowledge. Painful, bitter knowledge is the seed of power. It started like any other Tuesday night. I had wrapped up work early and thought I'd surprise my wife Emily with dinner. Nothing fancy, just Thai takeout and a bottle of her favorite white wine. After nearly 9 years of marriage, you learn it's the little things that count. Or at least I thought they did. I pulled into our driveway and noticed her car already parked out front. Odd. She was supposed to be working late. The house was dim when I walked in. No lights on, no sounds from the kitchen. I figured she might be napping upstairs. But as I stepped inside, I heard a voice. Her voice. Coming from the living room. Softer, but unmistakably hers. "He has no idea," she whispered, laughing softly. I froze mid-step. The tone in her voice wasn't the way she spoke to me. I inched toward the hallway, heart racing, and stood just out of sight of the living room. Then came the words that shattered everything. "Don't worry, baby. I'll have your child and that loser cuckold. He'll pay for everything. He thinks it's his. He'll never know." The blood drained from my face. My heart stopped. I pressed my hand to the wall just to stay upright. "Honestly," she continued, "he's so clueless, it's almost pathetic. I've been off the pill for weeks. The second I'm pregnant, I'll pin it on him, and boom, free ride." She laughed again. That low, conniving laugh I'd never heard before. And the man on the other end of the line? He laughed too. I don't remember how long I stood there, frozen, barely breathing. I had just heard the woman I loved plot to deceive me, use me, manipulate me into raising another man's child. I backed away silently, my heart pounding, my jaw clenched, my fists shook. But I didn't burst into the room. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Because in that moment, a darker part of me awakened. A calculating part. And I made a vow right then. If she was going to play me for a fool, she had no idea what kind of game I was about to start. They say when your heart breaks, you either fall apart or rise colder and sharper than before. That night, I didn't fall apart. I became something else. Not angry, not emotional, focused. I walked back to the car in complete silence, Thai food still in hand, wine bottle untouched. I drove around the block a few times, breathing, planning, replaying every word I'd heard. He'll never know. Oh, but I knew now, and I was about to make damn sure she knew I wasn't the idiot she thought I was. Back home in my office, I sat down at my desk and pulled up every shared financial account we had. Joint checking, shared credit cards, her phone plan, insurance, savings. You see, Emily had gotten comfortable. Too comfortable. She hadn't worked a job in 4 years, claiming she wanted to focus on starting a family. I supported her, trusted her, paid for everything. She thought that made me weak. She was about to learn otherwise. One by one, I locked it all down. Froze the joint accounts, moved all the savings into a private account she didn't know existed, canceled her credit card, turned off her access to the mobile banking app, scheduled a stop payment on the allowance I auto-transferred each month. Then I changed every single password. Email, cloud backups, streaming, everything. Emily would wake up in the morning to a world where her security blanket no longer existed. The next day, while she thought I was at work, I was at a lawyer's office. Not just any lawyer, a bulldog divorce attorney. The kind who didn't blink twice when I said the word infidelity and handed over the recorded phone call. Yes, I recorded it. I'm not dumb. The lawyer leaned back after listening to it, a slow smirk creeping across his face. "You've got her," he said. "You're the breadwinner. She's committing marital fraud. Depending on how far she's gone with this plan, we can file under intent to defraud and emotional abuse. She'll be lucky to get out with a couch." "Perfect," I replied. We got to work. I knew the AP's name, Derek. That smug voice on the call had identified him with one little slip. When I saw you at the firm today, Emily didn't know I had once worked for the same company she now freelanced for. I had friends there, people who owed me favors. I made some calls, did some social media digging, and within hours, I had everything I needed. Derek was married with 2 kids. His wife's name was Rachel, and she was very active on Instagram. Oh, this was getting good. When I got home that evening, I acted normal. Better than normal, actually. I kissed Emily on the cheek, asked how her day was, and handed her a takeout menu. She blinked. "You're in a good mood," she said cautiously. "Just realized how lucky I am," I replied with a smile. She laughed nervously, probably thinking, "This idiot doesn't know a thing." Oh, but I did. I knew everything. And the best part? This was just the beginning. The morning after freezing her accounts, I woke up early, made coffee, and sat at the kitchen table like nothing had changed. Emily stumbled in wrapped in a robe, rubbing her eyes. The usual groggy quiet, checking her phone while yawning. Then I watched her stop. Her thumb froze mid-scroll. The color drained from her face. She tapped again. Again. Harder. "Is something wrong?" I asked casually, sipping my coffee. She looked up, lips parted. My card got declined." I tilted my head. "Huh, that's weird." She rushed over to her laptop, frantically typing. A few minutes later, she turned to me. "You froze our accounts." I nodded, still calm. "Yep." Her expression twisted. "Why?" I stood and looked her straight in the eye. "Because I overheard your little conversation with Derek." Her face? Absolutely priceless. Shock, horror, then panic. "Wait, what conversation?" I leaned in, placing my phone on the counter and tapping play. "I'll have your child and that loser cuckold will pay for everything." Silence. Just her breathing. I let the recording run a few more seconds before pausing it. Then I walked out of the kitchen without another word. It didn't take long before she chased after me. Wait, just listen." I turned slowly. "No, you listen." I pulled out the printed divorce papers from the drawer and tossed them onto the coffee table. "You're done. No more house, no more credit cards, no more free ride." She blinked rapidly, voice shaking. You can't just throw everything away over one mistake." I laughed bitterly. "One mistake, Emily? You weren't even trying to hide it. You were planning to scam me into raising another man's child. That's not a mistake. That's evil." And just like that, the tears started. The performance. "I didn't mean it. I was confused. He doesn't matter." But I was already walking away. I had bigger things to do that day. Remember Rachel, Derek's wife? I sent her a polite message. "Hi, Rachel. I know this is out of the blue, but I thought you deserved to know what's happening behind your back. My wife and your husband have been having an affair. Here's the proof. Audio, screenshots, and locations. I'm sorry to be the one to bring this to you." It didn't take long for her to reply. "I knew something was off. Thank you for this." I didn't hear much after that, until 2 days later. Emily came back from running errands and slammed the door. Her eyes were wild. "Did you tell his wife?" I sat calmly on the couch. "Why? Did something happen?" She glared at me. She showed up at his office, in front of everyone, screamed at him, threw her wedding ring in his face, and walked out. I couldn't help it. I smiled. Emily wasn't done. "Now Derek is blaming me. He said I ruined his life." I nodded slowly. "That's funny. You were just saying he was going to give you a better one." She stormed off, but she wasn't crying anymore. She was scared because, for the first time, she realized there was no backup plan. I waited a week. I let her sit in it. No money, no attention. No friends left because they'd all seen the screenshots too. Then I served her in public at her favorite brunch cafe. The server handed her the envelope right after her avocado toast arrived. Inside, final divorce filings, full asset protection clauses, and a demand that she vacate the house in 15 days. She looked around. People were staring. Her face went pale. She didn't even eat. Emily was spiraling after being publicly served. She tried every trick in the book. Crocodile tears. Apologies written like Hallmark scripts. I made a mistake. Please give me one more chance. But I was done. Too much damage. Too much betrayal. I didn't want revenge anymore. I wanted closure, and that meant wrapping this up in a way she'd never forget. 2 days before she was due to move out, she begged me for one final conversation. I just want to talk. Please, she sniffled. I agreed. We met in the backyard, the same spot where we'd once shared coffee on Sunday mornings. Now she looked like a ghost. Hair messy, clothes wrinkled, makeup smudged. She started with the usual. I still love you. I never meant to hurt you. He meant nothing. But I didn't respond. Instead, I pulled out my phone and showed her a new video. It was Derek, drunk, angry, trashing her. She told me she was on birth control. What a psycho. I never wanted a kid with her. I was just having fun. Emily's face turned white. If she thinks I'm going to be her sugar daddy, she's out of her damn mind. Her hand trembled. Where did you get this? I smiled. Let's just say Derek has a tendency to rant when he's drinking, and his co-workers aren't fans of his drama. I stood, brushing off my jeans. That's who you threw our marriage away for, Emily. Someone who doesn't even see you as a person. She looked like she was going to collapse. Please don't leave me like this. I leaned in. I'm not leaving you, Emily. She blinked. I finished. You already left me the day you chose him. Then I walked back into the house. My house. For the last time. 2 weeks later, the divorce was finalized. I kept the house. I kept the car. I even kept the dog because he always hated Emily's perfume anyway. Emily moved into a friend's spare room. Derek tried crawling back to his wife. No dice. Rachel filed for divorce and took everything, including his reputation. Turns out her father was the CEO of the parent company Derek worked for. He got blacklisted across the industry. Karma served. 6 months later, I sat in a new city, starting fresh. New job, new home, new peace. Every now and then, I'd get a text from Emily. Long, desperate paragraphs. I never answered, because sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction. It's survival. It's moving on while they drown in the mess they created. And that's exactly what I did. Betrayed, humiliated, and discarded. Emily thought she could juggle lies forever. But in the end, she lost it all. And John? He walked away with his dignity, his future, and a damn good story. Was this revenge justified, or did it go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your take. And if you love jaw-dropping pro-revenge stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the like for more thrilling tales you won't want to miss. Every like, share, and subscription means the world to us. It helps us keep bringing you the stories you crave. Your support truly makes a difference. Thank you so much for being part of our community.